my name is Nina. Welcome to my first baking video. I love baking and I thought why not share it with other people, so that's why I'm recording my baking first time today. And we're gonna make a carrot cake today. So let's see what we need for our carrot cake. For the recipe, we need 1 cup of walnuts or pecans, plus a little bit more for decorations, 2.5 cups of grated carrots, 2 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons baking powder, half teaspoon salt, and 2 teaspoons ground cinnamon. Our 4 eggs are at a room temperature. Then we need 1 cup of granulated sugar and half a cup of light brown sugar. We need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and over there, a cup of vegetable oil or canola, corn oil, whatever you have. So what we want to do first is we preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. After that, I prepared 2 9-inch pans with like parchment paper and a little bit of oil or flour to grease it. After that, I baked my walnuts for 6 to 8 minutes on a baking sheet until they got lightly toasted. So we're gonna set them aside so we can let them cool down. When we've done that, we wanna start with our flour, our baking soda, baking powder, salt, and cinnamon, and we're gonna put everything in one bowl and mix it. We don't have to mix it really well, just a little bit. So now that that's done, we're gonna set that aside and start with our eggs. So now I'm gonna beat my 4 eggs in a separate bowl for about a minute or 2. Now that I mixed my eggs for a minute, they're all fluffy and we can put our sugar in it. We need our white and our brown sugar. And we're gonna mix this now for about 3 to 4 minutes until everything's well combined. So now that we mixed our eggs for about 3 to 4 minutes with our sugar, we're gonna add our oil. I use canola oil for that recipe, but you also can use any vegetable oil or corn oil. So we wanna add it really slowly and then mix it again. After we mix the oil in, we're gonna take our vanilla extract and pour it in as well. And then we're gonna mix that as well. So now we got our eggs, our white sugar, our slightly light brown sugar. We got the vanilla extract and the vegetable oil / canola oil. Now that we got all the wet ingredients, we wanna add our dry ingredients. So we take our flour mixture, pour it in, and now we want to mix that. So now that we're done mixing our wet and our dry ingredients, we're gonna put in our carrots, and we're gonna put in our walnuts that should be cool now, and now we can mix them. Your batter should look something like this after mixing it. And now that we have mixed all our ingredients, I'm gonna take my 2 pans that I already prepared and I'm gonna divide my batter between those 2 pans. 2 pans. now that we're done dividing our batter, we're just gonna go over it with our spatula really quick. So we're making sure that it's even and that we don't have a lot of batter on one side and not so much batter on the other side. There we go. Now that's it, and they're ready to go in the oven. Our oven should be done preheating by now, so the cakes are ready to go in. Now that the cakes are in, we want to put them for about 25 to 30 minutes in, and then we'll check with a toothpick and check if there's batter on it or not. If they come out clean, they're done, and if not, they need a little bit more time. My cakes are done now. They took about 35 minutes, so I'm gonna take them out now and let them completely cool off before I start with my frosting. Now that our cake is done and is starting to cool down over there, we're gonna start on our cream cheese frosting. What we need for our cream cheese frosting is 16 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature, 1.5 sticks of butter, also at room temperature, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 3 to 5 cups of confectioner's sugar, and a pinch of salt. And we're going to start making our frosting by mixing our cream cheese and our butter. That takes about 2 minutes until everything's well combined and really creamy. Once we're done mixing our butter and our cream cheese, it's going to look something like that. And after that, we're going to add in our vanilla, the pinch of salt, and our confectioner's sugar. So with the confectioner's sugar, it's a little bit difficult because you not always need 5 cups. So what I do is start with 2 cups, and always after I combine everything, add a cup or half a cup. And then you have to look if your mixture is creamy enough or if it needs a little bit more confectioner's sugar. I'm now done mixing my frosting. I only needed 3 cups of confectioner's sugar this time, and it looks like this. That looks pretty good and creamy. So now that we're done with this, we're gonna start to assemble our cake. So I got my frosting, my cream cheese frosting, and I got my cake that is now completely cool. So first, I'm gonna take a little bit of my frosting, put it here where my cake is going to be, so that the cake is not going to slip on that, but it's going to stick better. Perfect. And now we can start on putting frosting on our cake. Gonna make a nice and thick layer on here. So we can put our next cake layer on top. We want enough frosting in between the 2 cake layers so that the cake has enough frosting. So now we're gonna take our other cake and we're gonna flip it around so we have the bottom part upside, because that is the flatter side. I'm gonna gently push it on there, and then take some more frosting and cover our cake with the rest of the frosting. The frosting does not have to be perfect. It's totally fine if it has holes or if there's a spot not completely covered. That's also a great look. Now that I've covered my whole cake in frosting, I'm gonna take my walnuts that I saved for decorating and can just put them on top and decorate them any way that I want to decorate them. My plan is to put them somehow in an order, and after that sprinkle a little bit of crumbs on top so we have a nice look. So now we can crush the walnuts a little bit and make them small, and then we can just sprinkle them over the cake. You can add as many walnuts as you want to. You can also add your pecans if you decide you want to use pecans. If you don't want to add something, that's also fine. And that's already it. Our carrot cake / walnut carrot cake is already done. We have a great creamy cream cheese frosting and it's beautifully decorated. Now you can put it for 30 minutes in the fridge to get it to a cooler temperature, and once you've done that, you can eat it. That's already it with the recipe for the carrot cake. I hope you like it and you try it. It's not that hard, it's really easy, and it's totally worth it. It's really delicious.